Hello, my name is Jimmie Davis, Jimmie Lee Davis Jr. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida. I am currently a principal positioning, navigation, and timing engineer and a project leader for the MITRE Corporation. I was born and raised in a small town of black people who built racetracks, high-level racetrack in particular in this small town called Seminole. Family, faith, and kind of football for me, they were all tied together. So I would go to church to do what I needed to do, run across the field that I played football on to see my paternal grandparents, and I can go a little bit further and see my maternal grandparents. In the church is where I learned how to communicate, how to have confidence, and then just how to believe in kind of what I do and who I am, and what I was doing was very good. At some point, your athletic talents start to decline, where your mental, your mind, and your spirit continue to accelerate when your body can no longer do the things that it was able to do before. You know, I had a proclivity for mathematics, and my mother supported that. What I remember most is we're in the grocery store, she has the cart, she's pushing it around, she's putting stuff in, and my assignment was, by the time we checked out, was to have everything added up and plus tax within 5 cents. And I did that relatively easily, and it was fun for me, and my brain just worked that way. So my mother was probably my first champion. At Morehouse, once my senior year is over, I still had an itch to play football, but I was in a dual degree engineering program, and I headed over to Georgia Tech to do a dual degree. So I have undergraduate degrees in mathematics and physics, and I'm headed over to Georgia Tech to do an undergraduate degree in electrical engineering. And I continued on to a master's degree in applied mathematics. I left Georgia Tech and went to the University of Massachusetts Lowell there, studying electrical engineering. I was in Boston, I met my wife, and we became good friends, and our 2 children were born there. So I continued to fast forward my career. At that point, my life had been splattered with drops of goodness, soaked in godness, and spiced and seasoned with laughter, smiles, cries, love, success, and some fails and some falls. But I continued to persist. So I went from Miami to Atlanta to now I'm in Boston. And that was like a culture shock for me. But like everywhere, there are villages, communities everywhere you go if you seek them out. In those same communities, there are champions in that community. I can look back to pastors, I can look back to teachers, to coaches, to professors who always encouraged me, and to continue to build on that confidence, that ability to communicate. And it allowed me to kind of get to the point where I was to be successful, not only be successful, but to know that there was an efficacy in when things did not go well. I knew, one, I'm gonna pray on it, and then 2, I'm gonna do some work on it. When you have a parent, and as you age, you recognize that your parents gave you some things that other people don't have, or other children don't have. And as an adult, raising children, you learn that you need to advocate and champion for your children so they can have the opportunities that they have, and be associated with organizations that champion people who do not have advocates or supporters or opportunities that others may not have. I now have an opportunity for employment at the MITRE Corporation, which is currently a $2 billion+ corporation. We supply engineers to solve some of the most challenging problems of the world. My current title is Principal P&T Engineer. Also lead projects, multi-million-dollar projects for DoD organizations, producing technologies that will be fielded in 2025, 2026, 2030. And for me, that involves global positioning system, GPS, positioning, navigation, and timing, P&T, wireless communications, secure mobile environments. I've done a lot of work over my career, and I was awarded, recognized for 2025 Be Everything You Are, a BEA, formerly known as the Black Engineer of the Year Award for career achievement in industry. And back in 2007, as a younger engineer, I was awarded a BEA, at that time called the Black Engineer of the Year Award, for community service. The work that I've done, albeit maybe not as public as some other works may be, within the industry, the work that I've done and the teams that I've led and what we have done has collectively been able to support the warfighter and other agencies continue to push the envelope technologically. We propose to do for the Champions Ranch will provide opportunities for confidence to be built, for communication to occur, for culture to be advanced, for competition to occur. And all these things, I can look back at my life and see where they occurred, right? If I go back to Seminole, my hometown, all of that was there, that faith, that fun, that friendship, centered on all those C's, right? Communication, confidence. This opportunity for the Champions Ranch, we have that, and we will do that and build, a place where people can go and grow, right? And it's not about what they will win or what they've won, but again about what they will do and what they have done. I live here, but I work somewhere else, or I work in an environment that's not directly impacting this. So how you engage in your community, you have to be intentional about that, and I believe that I have. So I don't live to work, I work to live, and I've learned how to work to live by the mentors, family, friends, and just being engaged. For me, that's probably one of the greatest things that I've ever done in my life, is coach my children in environments where their confidence grew, right? And when you have children, you want to protect that confidence. You want to put them in a space where they can be protected. If it is for things to be, it is up to me to do it. And always pray. And like I tell my kids all the time, if I drop you in the middle of the ocean, pray. But you better be flapping your arms and kicking your feet and swimming. If I can support you, if I can advocate for you, if I can champion you so that you can be excellent in math, be excellent in science, be excellent in whatever your STEM field is, that is a currency that will sustain you throughout your life. I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't say thank you to a few people. Thank you to the Ward family for allowing me this opportunity to sit and share. Two, to my wife and to my family. So to my wife, to the person who is the wind beneath my wings, who makes me laugh, who makes me cry, who has always been there through all the things that have occurred. To my children, Cara and Aaliyah, love you. And then lastly, to my parents, my late parents. If I have a charge for anybody watching this, it is that you come and join us, continue to pray, but come join us in flapping our arms and kicking our feet as we swim through this ocean. With that, I say thank you and see you soon.